Good evening and welcome to the NewsHour Agenda. I'm Madhavdas Gopalakrishnan. The month-long holiday of rape-accused Prajwal Revanna ends with his arrest. 32 days after allegations of sexually abusing multiple women. Prajwal Revanna was arrested by the Karnataka Special Investigation Team minutes after he landed at Bengaluru airport late in the night. In a clear message to the predator, 3 women police officers, SP Seema Latkar, SP Sumar Panekar and Inspector Soumya brought Prajwal to the SIT office. After a medical test, Prajwal was brought to court. He has now been sent to SIT custody till the 6th of June. Detailing these allegations against the suspended JDS MP, the SITs argued that Prajwal was a sexual pervert who had called his house help's daughter and asked her to strip. The SIT argued the need to probe all aspects thoroughly and said that his phone needs to be traced and recovered. The police also mentioned that Prajwal Revanna had fled the country with an intention to abscond. The MP's lawyer, though, argued that he had surrendered on his own. Remember, even before his arrival in the country, Prajwal Revanna had claimed political vendetta for the complaints against him. This morning as well, his lawyers appealed that there should be no media trial in the case.
So he has come to Bangalore to come. The whole object was to come before the SIT and to give his cooperation to the interrogation purpose. So he has come forward. Yesterday, as expected, as an SOP, as a standard operating procedure, he was detained or he was held at immigration center and he has been handed over, which is rightly as per the procedures. Probably rest, as I said, the reason as he has come forward is to cooperate to the investigation. That is what he's been doing. And that is what he told me, sir, I am here, I am ready to give the cooperation. And another thing what he additionally requested, especially media, is that kindly don't do any media trial. That is his request to the media. Today, what I was informed is he's arrested in Ole Narsipura case. That is the first case he's been...
But it's not just Prajwal Revanna. His parents are also continuing their tryst with the authorities. His mother, Bhavani Revanna, has received another notice from the SIT and will be questioned by the police tomorrow. Meanwhile, the SIT has opposed bail to his father H.T. Revanna in the kidnap case, calling it unjustified. In some temporary relief for him, though, the plea has been posted for tomorrow. Politics, meanwhile, continues over the case. While the BJP said that every aspect needs to be probed, the Congress has claimed that it was only due to political pressure that he was finally arrested. Congress has also questioned the delay in Prajwal's return and asked why he was brought back only after the campaign had ended.
The Bharatiya Janata Party has been absolutely clear when it comes to Mr. Revanna's case that not only should he be suspended, but he should be tried in a court of law. Nobody is above the law, and when it comes to women's dignity and women's respect, cases such as this need social ostracization as well. And the Bharatiya Janata Party stands in solidarity that law will take its course and the guilty must be brought to task.
Why is Prajwal Revanna returning only on the 31st after the campaign has been conducted and finished? Why didn't they get him 2 weeks before or a week before? So definitely the Bharatiya Janata Party, Narendra Modi ji, are all involved in this delay of getting him back to India.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
For more on this, let's go right across to our guest. Joining us is Subrashta, author as well as founder of the Churn. Rashmi Sawant is activist. Joining us, Brinda Adige, activist, also with us on the broadcast. With us also is Mohammad Haris Nalapad, president of the Karnataka Pradesh Youth Congress Committee. Also with us is advocate Umar Junaidi, political analyst. Naveen Chomal, lawyer, is also with us on the broadcast. Let me start first and foremost with Mohammad Haris Nalapad, who's the president of the Karnataka Pradesh Youth Congress Committee. Mr. Nalapad, you made a very sensational allegation that top leaders of the BJP sat together and plotted Prajwal's exit from the country. On what basis have you made that claim?
See, on 26th was his polling of Hassan, the first phase of Karnataka election. So as soon as the polling was done, Mr. Prajwal Revanna with his diplomatic passport has fled the country and went into a mute completely into a mute, and once the SIT was formed and sent a notice, he sent out that in 7 days I will come. After that, there was no communication from him. Before 3 days, he came up in a video and he made an allegation that once Sri Rahul Gandhi and Congress leaders were speaking about this, I realized I went into isolation and I will come myself on Friday. So you see the sequence started on 26th when the second phase was going. After all the phases completed, and now he has come back. So how is this pre-planned? The plan of this is being done. It has been orchestrated, and the entire work has been done by the BJP leadership.
No, okay, so you're saying that this timing of this is suspect, and that's why you're raising questions. Let me bring in some of the other panelists on this. Subrashta, how would you respond to what is being stated here by Mohammad Haris Nalapad? He's saying this has happened just after his polls ended. He absconded from the country. He's returned just after the campaign for the final phase has also been concluded. The timing, he says, is suspect, and that's why he believes this is a BJP conspiracy. Please respond to Mohammad Haris Nalapad.
Madhav, I have always maintained that Prajwal Revanna, people like Prajwal Revanna should not be in politics. And I mean, I'm very clear on that count. However, just because I have to respond to some of these absurd voices, let me also pose a counter-political question to them. And because of the timing is suspect and all of that, then please tell me, Madhav, who raised the issue in the very place? Did the Congress leaders not?
Your line, Subrashta, we'll just try and rectify it. I think there's some network issue there. I apologize for the poor connection. We'll try and rectify it. But let me bring in Rashmi Sawant. Rashmi Sawant, would you like to respond to Mohammad Haris Nalapad?
Well, firstly, I'd like to, clearly state that people like Prajwal Revanna not just shouldn't have any space in politics, but not even in society. They are, they do not qualify in any way to live in normal society. They need to be punished and they need to be behind bars. That being said, I think when it's, all of this hue and cry is being made about, timelines, and that the timeline itself points towards a conspiracy, I'd like to point that I live in Karnataka. For 1 week before Hassan went into polls, the day he polled and then supposedly absconded, the videos were, they were flowing across the constituency, across the state. People, it was going all across WhatsApp. What did the Congress government in Karnataka do for that 1 week? Nothing. In fact, common people, I'm a common person here. I do not represent any political party. Common people do believe that it was the Congress which let him get away, because the, very coalition which got Prajwal Revanna elected in 2019 was one that of JDS and Congress. So, I mean, here, they've all been, they've been in coalition, they've been out of coalition. So they've clearly been friends, they've clearly had some kind of connection, and it clearly shows to a common person that it's a circle of powerful people who, bail each other out in times of need. And that is how a common person is perceiving it.
Well, ma'am, but the JDS and the BJP are allies for the moment. But I will take your question to what that Mohammad Haris Nalapad has raised and take it back to him. Mohammad Haris Nalapad, end of the day, these videos were circulating for about a week or 10 days before the polling took place in Hassan. At that point of time, and when Prajwal Revanna, I believe in December, got an injunction against about 60 odd media organizations, and that process also in the courts was very well publicized. On both those occasions, the Congress government failed to take action. Please respond to that charge.
See, videos came out 2 days before the polling. That must be on 24th. 26th he fled the country, and 28th or 29th the SIT was being formed. So the Congress government acted as soon as this came into the light of the public domain.
Sir, so there was no SIT was also formed 1 day after polling. So the Congress government's timing can also be similarly questioned then.
Not 1 day after polling, after 3 days. When a woman commission wrote to the chief minister, immediately the SIT was formed. After 3 days of this video,
Brinda Adige, is that factually correct?
We didn't know.
Just a second, Brinda Adige, is that factually correct?
It's not factually correct.
Okay, Rashmi, you want to respond to him?
Madhav, I live in Karnataka. I know this. It's been circulating for minimum 1 week prior to when Hassan went into elections. And, the delay, the SIT was only formed 3 days after the polls. So there was a clear delay in the way in which, this was processed. And today, with the speed with which, law enforcement works, why do they even need 48 hours to even process what's going on? Why the 5-day delay to form the SIT probe? I think there is a clear miscarriage of justice. And the fact that they were former partners, the very partnership that got Prajwal Revanna elected in the first place, points to,
Okay, one by one. I'm coming to Mohammad Haris Nalapad. 4 panelists have not yet spoken, but I'm going to allow Rashmi to complete a point and then you can respond.
If I may quickly complete, there are also allegations going on in the Karnataka circles among common people that this pen drive was actually handed over to a Congress leader a year ago and that the Congress sat on it. And there are unconfirmed reports which even suggest that it was released with political timing in mind. And the most appalling factor, Madhav, is that these videos are still available online and the Karnataka government has done nothing to stop the circulation of these videos, and that no action was taken to safeguard the integrity and the safety and the respect of the women.
That's a very serious charge. That's a very serious charge. I'm going to bring in Mohammad Haris Nalapad before I go across to other panelists on this, because this is a question for the Congress party. The charge is that the Congress, in its game of one-upmanship, one of your leaders has repeatedly been named as being the one responsible for having got those videos leaked. There's no direct proof of it, perhaps. There's just been all sorts of allegations and counter-allegations. I don't want to get drawn into that. But it's been done with some kind of political intent when it comes to this particular leak. At the end of the day, a lot of the victims have been left feeling extremely vulnerable. It's, come to such a situation that just 3 of the victims, whereas there are over 2,900 videos, have actually managed to formally lodge a complaint. How would you respond to that?
Madhav, let me just bring this to your notice. Nobody in this entire country has ever seen such a sexual predator, ever. In the history of India, we have not seen such a dangerous, such a dirty person in our country. Nobody knew the magnitude of this sex scandal will be this much. Nobody knew there were going to be 2,900 points or 2,900 videos of Prajwal Revanna exploiting women. Nobody knew. Nobody even thought of this extent. Earlier in Karnataka, there were sexual videos of leaders which has come out. Never hasn't been an SIT been formed. When BJP was in power, when BJP government was there, ex-minister Mr. Jarkioli's video came out. There was no SIT formed and they gave him a B report. We are not against that. My point is, there is a sexual predator who has exploited 2,900 women and the SIT is doing its job and the BJP is protecting him by sending him out of the country. This is what need to be questioned.
I understood that, but does that mean let us make those videos public, sir? What kind of logic is this?
I want
action is welcome. Legal action is welcome. Let me bring in Brinda Adige on that. Brinda Adige, what response would you give to this? Because at the end of the day, the grist for the mill of politics appears to have been, these victims whose videos are out there in for the entire public to see. And what action has been taken to safeguard those victims is a big question here.
You are absolutely right. Because between the political parties, let us not forget that the only people bearing the brunt of all of this, the torture, the trauma, the humiliation, and the anxiety, because it is not just only the victims, it is also their families. And we must not forget that this particular family, the predator comes from this particular family, which is politically very strong, socially also very strong in Hassan. And when you say that this party did something and that party did not do something, we want to go step by step to ask, a year ago, this man had a gag order, not recently. A year ago, the police could have looked into it. Now, they did not look into it, maybe because of all of the other political drama that was happening. We also know that just before our elections, we had our Prime Minister saying that a vote for him is a vote for me. So between both parties right now, it is the victims and their families that are suffering and bearing the brunt of this indignity and disrespect. What has the government done today? Because even now we know 3 or 4 people have come forward and an FIR has been registered. And we know that there are about 100 of them who are still very scared. Now, has the state extended any support, built some kind of an ombudsman? The SIT is doing a fantastic work. Yesterday, all the women police officers going there to nab that guy symbolically says that don't mess with women. Yes, women are vulnerable, men are also vulnerable, but right now you mess with women, there is going to be action against you. That isn't enough. Police's hand has to be strengthened. The courts have to come in and support and say that there is no bail going to be given. So there's a whole lot of convergence activity that must happen by the different agencies.
Right.
Now, has that happened is the big question.
Right. And you know, I want to bring in Umar Junaidi on that. Umar Junaidi, what has the state government done? You know, it's all very well to say that now we are taking action, the SIT is, being formed, now we are sending women officers. But at the end of the day, you know, when all of this was going public, Prajwal Revanna escapes from the country, questions about what the state government did at that point of time, and all of this time that these videos have been made public, what has been done for the victims, sir? You are a lawyer.
Madhav, first of all, I would like to say that I completely agree with Mohammad Haris Nalpad's statement over Prajwal Revanna and the sequence of time. What Nalpadji has shown is exactly right, and this is what gives us a lead to think that was it a BJP conspiracy, and yes, we find it was the planning of the BJP according to the time sequence. And now responding to the question what government has done. I would like to question the panelists who was speaking before me. They were the wrestlers protesting on the charges of sexual harassment by the BJP's MP, and the Unnao rape case, Hathras rape case, several rape cases has been seen in the country. Nobody asked the government when the women, the daughters of the nation return their medals. Nobody asked the question, and still today no person asked the question what the government has done for them. But still in Karnataka, you people are asking, we have the answer. The government has formed SIT as soon as possible, within a very short period of time. Let me complete, Madhav. And talking about the videos
don't make a right, sir. Why are we even comparing these two cases?
No, I'm not comparing, Madhav. I'm just showing the situation wherein people don't ask there. But yeah, if they are asking
here, please ask, sir. We have extensively debated Manipur, whether it is wrestlers or whether it is, the Brijbhushan Singh case, all have been debated right here in the very same manner on this very show, for your kind information. So let's not jump to conclusions and no questions are asked. My same question was asked at that point of time to the perpetrators of the same violence against women or harassment against women, that is this acceptable? We also held them accountable. So let's not go down that road. The simple question at this point of time, sir, is what has your government done for the women victims?
The Karnataka government, the Congress government in Karnataka has formed the SIT as said by Mr. Haris Nalpad. No sex scandal in the past were, given to the SIT. It is the Congress government in Karnataka who has formed SIT for this case. And the circulation of video is concerned, the police has taken all the actions and they have, given the orders, directions to not to forward, and whoever is involved in forwarding or sharing of the videos will be held accountable. And
what is the action taken? What is the action taken, sir? I think we've lost that audio of Umar Junaidi.
Hello.
Brinda Adige, does that make any sense to you? He says the police have taken all the actions against those forwarding videos. To the best of my knowledge, no such thing has happened.
If he's saying, let us, it's a hypothetical situation. Do you know how many of them might have these videos on their personal phones? Has there any action been taken to delete all of those on different people's mobile phones? And is it not there still on the virtual web?
As in any other case, has that ever happened before?
Sir, let us not compare ourselves with anybody.
Has that happened ever before?
The magnitude of the crime is very different here.
No, it has never happened anywhere. So, madam,
you already mentioned that this is an exemplary case where the SIT has been constituted. Let us stick to this case. Why would we want to dilute this case by
No,
talking
madam,
about other
what
cases?
I am trying
All
to
of them
say-
are
what I
equally
am trying to
important.
say-
1 minute, sir.
see-
Your job,
see,
my job also as a community and a social activist
Brindaji,
is to
what I am
extend
telling you-
confidence to the victims and their families.
Yeah.
Now, we've not been able to do that
Yeah.
just now.
Yeah, let me
And
just come in now. Let me just come in now and bring in Naveen Chobal. Naveen Chobal, today, the SIT in the open court called Prajwal Revanna a sexual pervert who called his servant's daughter and asked her to strip. They need time to question him. They need his mobile phone. And they've also said that he left the country with an intention to abscond. Now, these are very, very serious statements for an SIT to be making in a court of law. Mr. Chobal?
Definitely, Madhav. First of all, with due respect to the women of our country, in the case where there are such a serious allegations, these type of allegations are naturally bound to be there, and they should also be welcomed and should be taken in the right spirit. But there are certain falsities also in the allegations, because we are a civilized society.
Falsities?
Yes, and let me complete my sentence, Madhav, please. You have given a fair chance to the other speakers, so let me also speak properly. So please appreciate that while we have to respect our women, there is no doubt about it. I'm on the very same page. But in a civilized society, even the accused person has to be given a fair trial, and he should not be condemned before convicted by the court. So in this case, now the SIT has made a false statement that he escaped from the India with the intention of absconding. Please appreciate the timeline. When he left on 26th of April, there was no allegation, no FIR against him. He had gone on the trip to foreign country. What are maybe the reason?
The video
and
was
subsequently,
out, brother.
the FIR came to be lodged. And please appreciate the sections were only 354A, I think 354D also. They were all minor sections. There was no section of rape, no 376 of the IPC. So definitely when the matter started heating up, he must have rescheduled his program. Maybe he was planning to come early. He might have taken the legal advice. That is his right. But we
Naveen Chobal, I don't think even Prajwal's lawyers argued as fervently as you've argued for him on national television today. Brinda Adige is nodding her head very vigorously. Brinda Adige, strange arguments, at least to my mind. Would you like to respond to Mr. Naveen Chobal?
Yes, absolutely. This is very strange. We're talking of he is a powerful person from a powerful family. Got a gag order almost a year ago. He then there were people who went and told the other politicians that something like this is happening and will come out. Second, why did he leave the day, a couple of days after the elections? Why do you think he came back yesterday? Today, no favor done to us. His diplomatic passport was expiring today, that's all. So let's keep in mind that this man has done no favor to us. What he has done is intimidation and threats to the victims.
Respond to that.
All of these women are vulnerable women who cannot in our society come out and say, I was pushed to the corner and this is what happened. And sir, 354 is a serious offense. It is not small offense.
Yeah,
You can
respond
be
to that.
arrested and you will be in jail.
Respond to that, Naveen Chobal.
Like you talked about earlier. It is a serious offense. And as a member of the elected representative, member of the parliament, that is very serious. Criminal offense. Don't belittle the women who have become victims to this man's power.
Who is
and
belittling
authority.
the woman?
Naveen Chobal.
354 is very small. It is not small.
No, initially the Congress government had applied 354. There are no sections. They should have applied 376 of the IPC.
But that's another
So they were also
argument.
playing politics. They were having the video tapes since December.
Naveen Chobal, here is a person who was a member of parliament, has abused people who he was supposed to protect, who he was supposed to represent. Some of them even government servants is what we understand. And that's the kind of level that a powerful person like Prajwal Revanna, who has abused his family's power, has done. And let me bring in fact, Subrashta on this. Subrashta, you have Naveen Chobal who is arguing on the technicalities, saying that don't assume that he is guilty. The court process is underway. But at the end of the day, you have the SIT which has called him a sexual pervert, talked about what he did with his servant's daughter, said that he left the country with an intention to abscond, has sought for his custody, and even the claims of Prajwal's lawyers have not been accepted by the court. He says, I don't want a media trial. The court says, let the lawyers come in and argue this properly. So at the end of the day, even the court has granted his custody to the SIT, and there is good cause for them to do so. Please respond.
Absolutely. Madhav, people like Prajwal Revanna should not have a public life. People like Prajwal Revanna should constantly be reminded day in and day out that such people are perverts. They do not have any space in civilized society. And I'm not going to argue in any in any sense of any technicality as to why he should be given any kind of leniency, even in terms of conversations. Now, having said that, then this entire issue is political, and let's not beat around the bush about it. I want to ask the Congress government, since law and order is a state subject, since Prajwal Revanna's conduct was out in the open for a very long time, why did the Congress choose to make it a political issue right at the neck of the elections? Did they not know that Prajwal Revanna?
Okay, answer that. Umar Junaidi would like to respond to that.
Madhav,
Conduct was suspect right from the beginning.
It is a very clear point that if Congress was knowing.
May I have not yet finished, Madhav.
My voice is not being heard.
No, we lost your audio there.
Madhav.
Yeah, we lost your audio there, Subrashta. Right. Quickly complete your point. I'm coming to you. Let her quickly complete your point. Yeah.
I have a huge objection.
We lost you again.
Shall I complete, Madhav?
Okay. Yeah, Umar Junaidi, respond to Subrashta. I think we've lost her audio.
There is an allegation on the Congress saying that the Congress was knowing that these videos were circulating days before the elections. It is a simple logic, Madhav. We are the JDS on the election battle, and if we are getting any videos of our opponents, why will we be sitting quiet for days to have the election? It is the simple.
What are you saying, sir? There are videos of sexual harassment. There are allegations that your leaders are somehow linked to it. Okay, I'm not getting into that. But I mean, what will you do with such videos?
What I'm saying is, the moment Congress got the government in Karnataka got known to the videos were public, the Congress government has taken the action. It is not to have the politics.
Rashmi Sawant, respond to that.
Scandal.
Rashmi Sawant, respond to that.
I can't understand this because the public has known for, weeks, for 10 days, for 1 week. If the Congress government only found a week after the public did, then I don't know what the government is doing. They don't know what's going on in the state. Is that what they're trying to say here? The people knew. I'm a Kannadati. I live in Karnataka. We've known for a week. There have been multiple, it's been all over social media. It's been known for a week. And the SIT was only made 3 days after the 26th, after the polling happened. The spokesperson here in the Congress himself admitted that it was out 2 days prior to polling. Then why from in a case as large as this, as contemptuous this?
Okay, one by one. We can't hear either of you properly. One by one. Rashmi Sawant, let her complete, and then you can respond, Umar. And I want even Mr. Nalapa to come in. Yes.
Madam, if I may conclude it seems like the Karnataka government doesn't know what's happening in the state, and it takes them 10 days to find out what's going on in the state, especially in a crime as grievous as this.
Okay.
And lastly, that it's been days, it's been weeks, it's been almost a month now.
Yeah.
But no measure has been taken to take down all of the videos and to ensure that it is not held by people in their personal devices.
Okay.
That action has not been taken, and it's a failure of the Karnataka state government in order to safeguard the interests of the women of this state.
Okay, the state has failed to protect the interests of women. Mohammad Haris Nalapa, respond to Rashmi Sawant.
Right. Madam, now I just want to take 2 minutes of your time, of everybody. Just request everyone to understand, okay? So now people are saying that Congress government, there was a gag order 9 months before. The Congress government didn't know, didn't do anything, right? I repeat myself, nobody knew that Prajwal Revanna was such a big sexual monster, number one. Number two, Devaraja Gowda, the BJP candidate who fought against the Prajwal Revanna's father, wrote to the BJP High Command, wrote to the Prime Minister, wrote to Amit Shah ji, wrote to Nadda ji about this. They wrote this letter saying that there are 2,900 videos of him. If you give him a ticket, it will be a problem. Even after knowing that, even after receiving a letter as such, they gave him an MP ticket. Narendra Modi ji came to Karnataka and made a statement. Every vote to Prajwal Revanna is to strengthen me. Okay, forget. Narendra Modi ji didn't know about it, let us assume.
Yeah.
Let us assume that this all has not reached. But when 26th, the last day of his polling was there, everybody, the video was out in public domain. They could have cancelled his passport. The passport, diplomatic passport is not a state's issue.
Mr. Nalapad,
Diplomatic
Mr. Nalapad, you want the central government to immediately cancel the passport, but the state government will not even form an investigation or send out a lookout circular notice or a warning to the central government. Now the same yardstick has to apply to both. You cannot say the centre has to react with alacrity, but the state government will move slowly. What kind of argument is this?
The passport, 26th, the diplomatic passport came to an end. But he left that same day.
He left from Bangalore.
You want to respond? Subrashta, would you like to take that question? Subrashta, would you like to take that question? He says the videos were out. Why did the central government not immediately impound his passport?
So essentially, Madhav, before I respond to this, let me make a huge objection that I have with the term sex scandal being used. This is not a scandal. Let's be very clear about it. This is a case where a person from a political background, from a very politically connected family, is involved in sexual exploitation of women, especially those whose parents are subordinates or who are subordinates to him. So there is no scandal there, firstly. Secondly, the Congress government in Karnataka shouldn't act holier than thou. If they knew that this man was a sexual pervert, they should have taken this action long time back. Secondly, I'm not here to give a clean chit to anyone and say, oh, well, there was no politics involved. Of course, there has been politics involved in this case. But let me also remind you here that when this case broke out, BJP, leader Mr. Amit Shah made it very clear that he wanted nothing to do with Prajwal Revanna. This is all out on record. Let me ask the Congress leadership in Karnataka today, can they swear in front of the people of this country today that they are never going to get into an alliance with JDS over this issue? Because ultimately this is what the politics is all about, right? Congress wants the BJP JDS alliance to break. So let them swear on national television. Let the gentleman hear from the Congress who is trying to shout me down, swear here on national television.
Question for Madhavdas Nalapad. Madhavdas Nalapad, respond to Subrashta.
I am listening.
She has asked you a question.
I am telling you on national television, listening to you, you said, can we promise that we will not have an alliance with JDS? As the BJP moved away or cut the alliance with JDS, no, they haven't. They are still allies with the JDS.
Papa, do you understand English?
Nothing to do with Prajwal Revanna. That I also can say.
I asked a simple question. I'm not here to give a clean chit to the BJP, sir. I'm asking a simple question because you guys are acting holier than thou. Can you swear on national television that you guys are never going to get into an alliance with JDS?
See, madam, first of all, you understand
BJP
one thing.
is acting in a morally deviant manner. Then swear on your morality today. Swear on your morality. Let me for 10 seconds.
You are telling me
guys actually
the BJP leaders have stayed away from him. You are speaking like a BJP spokesperson.
Why? I don't know. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry I'm not speaking like a BJP spokesperson.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I think, we're out of time on this debate. Certainly, of course, it has caused a huge amount of outrage. Prajwal Revanna coming back, certainly, at least the beginning of the justice for the victims. The entire process perhaps would begin now. That's perhaps the hope, and of course an important message coming out, as in fact one of our panelists was pointing out, with 3 women officers. But certainly a lot left in terms of this entire case, because the SIT will have their task cut out before them. Are they going to be as strong as they do in other cases? Because in this particular case, we're talking about a very powerful member of parliament whose family still boasts of several powerful politicians. And will, in fact, Prajwal Revanna be treated with kid gloves is a fear that many have been expressing. Of course, the politics of this, unfortunately, will only continue. But certainly serious questions as to what this kind of depravity, and that's the only word that can be used, is dealt with, and a message is sent out so that it's never repeated again. Rashmi Sawant, Subrashta, Brinda Adige, Madhavdas Nalapad, Advocate Umar Junaidi, Naveen Chumal, thanks so much for joining us this evening.